Hey everyone, and welcome back to Legally Teaching Sports. That's right, our engineer's on PTO today. It was his birthday, so it will be acceptable. Our engineer is out, but he's here with his picks and presents of sorts, right, Max?
He's vicariously with us tonight.
Vicariously with us. I like it.
He's living through one of us tonight, whether it be Dylan or I. He's living through one of us.
Amen to that. This is Legally Teaching Sports. Passionate Picks, Part 11. Today will be Wednesday, November 22nd, the day before what, Max?
Personally, my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving.
That's right. Thursday is Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope everyone has an excellent Thanksgiving, an excellent biggest bar night of the year. That'll be Wednesday night, the day before Thanksgiving. And an excellent Black Friday into Cyber Monday. We have a great weekend of football, a great week of football, a great week of sports. We have feast week, got a lot going on. Max, what's tonight? It's just you and I. It'll be less time for me to drink my water, so I'm gonna turn it over to you to say some words.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And one, two, three, you know what to do. We'll save the rest for later.
Getting ready.
We'll save the
I'm
rest for
going.
later.
All right. Well, I like that. Obviously the game is this Saturday. Biggest game in college football of the year. Number two versus number three. Essentially a playoff game. First playoff game. Huge. Obviously, probably the loser does not get in. The winner goes to the Big Ten title game to play Iowa. Likely a win. Yeah. How do you think you did last week, Max?
Um, we were talking about it while we were sitting and watching, and I think I did okay, to be honest with you. I think I did okay.
You did. You did pretty okay. You stayed in the hunt of Sam. You're like 2 points back of Sam, so that's good. Sam's in first with 39.5 points in the Mortal Locks. You're in second with 37.5. I did horrible. I picked up 1 point in our Mortal Locks. Very poor showing. My NFL picks were horrendous. My likely loser was a big loser in the Sun Devils. That theory with Jaden Daniels did not work out. So I have 35 points. I need to find a way to get four. Hope you only get two, and then I can get you into the McDonald's. Um,
Get to try that JMO. You should be excited, man. The JMO.
if I lose, I will try the JMO, and hopefully you do as well if you lose. So Max, go ahead and introduce one of our vicarious pickers. We had two pickers, and of course, with times things happen. Our engineers on PTO and our two live action guest pickers, life came up. One's a father of two pretty girls. His life came up. Max, your guest picker is
Mr. Justin Hall, hailing from North Carolina, Sam's second favorite state. Justin Hall played hockey with I, and he's currently a AAA U12 hockey coach. So he vicariously had to go to practice tonight due to time constraints. He could not be on with us, but he did send me all of his picks with a couple bonus picks. So I'm excited to share them.
all right, Justin Hall. Thanks for being at JHL and happy to have you vicariously. Good luck at practice tonight. Well, I guess it was last night when you hear this. Um, And my guest picker, Reed Rothenbuehler, a GHL who's been on before. He did our baseball preview. Reed hails from the great state of not Michigan. He's from Ohio, unfortunately. But he's a great guy who loves the University of Michigan. He's a huge Michigan fan. He's screaming "Go Blue" right now, very loudly. Hopefully his daughters didn't wake up from sleep. He's gonna have a great week. He said, "Make sure I yell Go Blue." So I'm yelling Go Blue. I'll do it later for him. But yeah, Reed Rothenbuehler will be our second guest picker. And then, as you've already said, Max, Sam will be vicariously picking through us. So let's get it going. Oh, and we do obviously again, still, even though they're not here, we'll still offer the $50 if someone were to get 8 right, and 200 if someone were to get all 16, which no one has yet. Matt Iwanski came closest with 7. Actually, it's a fair point. Max, do you want to tell everyone kind of what we've decided to do in regards to our best pickers of the year so far?
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of have a bracket format. We're gonna bring back our top four from each side, college and NFL. And then our scheduling for the college is kind of difficult. So those, if you do hear from the podcast, you will get more information at a later time. But we'll bring back the top four on each side to come back and be in the championship picking essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct. What we're going to do is we're going to have a 1 seed versus 4 seed. So right now in college, Matt Iwanski would be the 1 seed. He did get 7 wins. He'd probably be going against actually a picker from last week, Cole Bradley, who got 5 wins. Um, and they would go head to head in championship week. And then our 2 and 3 seeds, as they sit right now, would be Kevin, our annoying Ohio fan, and Carsey, our fan out in the greater New York state, would go head to head in the first weekend of bowl games, essentially. And then the championship week would be the second weekend of bowl games. So that's how, and then for NFL, whoever the top four for those are, same idea. It'll be week 13, week 15, and then week 16. So excited to do it. Reed and Halsey still have an opportunity to get in there. So best of luck, boys. All right, Max. Let's get into it. Let's get going with some college picks first. Um, Start off with Halsey. We'll let Halsey go first here. We'll live him vicariously. Go to the action on Friday.
Absolutely. So we're leading off with a action. Toledo minus 10.5 at them. Fire up chips. Shout out to mom and dad alumni. But I am going to have to go with the Glass City. Toledo minus 10.5. Halsey is also going minus 10.5 for Toledo.
Love that. I'm proud to say that I am an alum of the Rockets, TOL, and then Reed would have said EDO because he is also an alum of Toledo Law School. We are both going Toledo. The only one not going Toledo, our engineer, Sam's on the chips.
Hey,
Sam, CUM. I
he
mean,
saved,
CMU.
saved the graphic. He saved the graphic.
He did. All right, let's go game two. Um, Iowa, Nebraska. This is a dirt hole game. The total points is 26 and a half, a new record low. Iowa has seemingly nothing to play for. They've already wrapped up the Big Ten West. One of their best players is out for the season. I believe he broke his foot or ankle, that safety corner who returns punts. Nebraska trying to get bowl eligible, trying to not have Will Compton step in front of traffic. Uh, I'm on Nebraska minus 2.5. Reed is on Nebraska minus 2.5. Sam, he said not so fast. He's on the Hawkeyes. No reasoning for it.
I'm gonna hop in there. Halsey is also on the Hawkeyes plus 2.5. He must not be watching much Iowa football lately because anybody with the right screws in the right mind understand what Dylan just said. Iowa is just trying not to get hurt. In their eyes, they have bigger fish to fry. The trip to Indianapolis coming up.
I wrote down Nebraska for you.
Thank you. I am going Nebraska minus 2.5. Shout out to Ferrix, who was in the Motor City last weekend watching his boy Sam Laporta. Shout out to Tyler. Hopefully, we see you in Indianapolis.
Yeah, so actually, I'm on Nebraska mainly because Ferrix was in Detroit and didn't hit us up. So it's kind of like an anti shout out. No, not cool, Ferrix. You got to hit us up when you're around. And I've already heard he's bailing on Indianapolis if we're there. So again, Ferrix, pick it up. But that's all right. Let's move to game three. Max, just give me your pick. Don't give me Halsey's pick. We'll go to the Big 12 game on Friday.
Yeah, so this is Texas Tech versus Texas at Texas. Spreads 12.5. I am going Texas minus 12.5. I think it's a lot of points, but it's kind of a rivalry game. It's not really a rivalry game. I don't think in many years. Like we talked about on a rivalry show, you gotta have a good rival. Like it's gotta be competitive. But give me Texas minus 12.5. Haven't watched much Texas Tech football
I saw Texas Tech play TCU on a Thursday night, I believe, and they're bad, butthole awful. But I will give you Sam's pick. Sam's pick is horns up. Reed's pick is horns down.
though. Okay.
Reed's on the Red Raiders. Sam's on the Longhorns. Dylan on the Longhorns. I'm with you. Texas is home. They seem healthy. Still a lot to play for. I think they have to show up a little bit to show the committee because now they're playing someone in the Big 12 championship game. Probably not that good. It's probably Oklahoma. I think it's probably Oklahoma. So either way, they're not that hot. They're gonna have to whoop on teams the last 2 weeks here to get in. I think that whole thing with Alabama. People are saying, well, they beat Alabama, but Bama beats Georgia, and Texas and Bama are sitting there and say Oregon wins, right? So Washington's gone. I think they put Bama in over Texas. What do you think?
I can see that happening also for that sole reason. Well, for the sole reason, Bama's Bama. And people pay to see Bama. So I can see that also happening. So Texas got to continue to win.
Yeah.
And by the looks of it, they look like they're going to meet Oklahoma State.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wild. So blew my
Oh,
mind when Oklahoma State was still in the top 25 of the college football playoff rankings when they got blasted by UCF by 35 or 40 points. Remember? I was
yes.
like, I could lose my lock of the week in my mind, and I bet some money on it, not enough money. They still kept him in. Wild. But we'll get to Oklahoma State later. um, Max, let's go finish Friday off. Let's go to the Pac-12. I'll go first here. Oh, go ahead.
Policies just hook them all. So minus
Oh,
12 and a half.
so you misspoke. Oh, wait, we never got to him, did we?
Never got to him. Yeah.
Okay. He's on Texas. The only one on Texas Tech then is Reed. Oh, baby. Good luck, Reed. All right. Let's go to the Pac-12. This is a civil war. Last time they'll ever play this game. For now, they play for the Platypus Trophy. It's literally a platypus. I don't know. Oregon State seemingly has nothing to play for now at this point. They lost. There are 3 losses in the Pac-12. Oregon still with everything to play for. They're 13.5-point favorites. I don't know. It's a weird rivalry game, kind of like the Apple Cup between Washington State and Washington. I'll take the Beavs to cover 13.5. Max, who you got?
I'm also on the Beavs to cover 13 and a half. I feel like 13 and a half is a lot, but like you just said, Oregon's got a lot to play for. They got to make a statement. They got to jump 2 spots if they want a chance in the college football playoff, which I don't know if they can do that, but they're going to give their all might trying. But I'm still with the Beavs and your Heisman winner, DJ Ungabo.
I was gonna say everything you're saying sounds like you're on the Ducks, but you're saying the Beavs. All right, had me thrown for a loop there. How many beers have you had today?
Not
Thanksgiving dinner.
enough.
Not enough. All right, that's a good answer. Reed's on the Beavs. He's hoping to have a good Thanksgiving. Can't wait to get some beaver on Friday night. He texted me Beaver City Friday night. However, Sam, big duck guy, doesn't even have turkey for doesn't have turkey for Thanksgiving. Doesn't have ham for Christmas. He eats duck. Big duck guy. Hopes the Ducks survive a little longer till Christmas time. He's on the Ducks. Minus 13.5. Halsey.
He's also on the Ducks. He must really enjoy a bird that can only fly for so long. It's not an impressive bird, but he likes the Ducks.
Great. There are 2 L's. 3 dubs, 2 L's there. I like that. All right, let's shift to Saturday's games. Some intriguing matchups. Let's move to a weird ACC, SEC, more so of a college basketball matchup. Max, go ahead and go first on this one.
Yeah, so we got Kentucky at Louisville. Louisville's 6.5 point favorite. When Dylan and I were boots on the ground in Louisville, we leaned over and asked the redneck fellows next to us what the scenario is with Kentucky, and they basically called him little brother in football. So give me Louisville minus 6.5.
Nice.
They'll be pumping that music into the play clocks at 10. It'll be so loud in the left end zone. Give me Louisville minus 6.5.
Yeah, so we've been to Louisville, obviously. What's it called? It used to be called Papa John's. Now it's some stupid bank. Um, Whatever. And I've also been to Kroger Field, Kentucky fans. Can't stand them. Probably Ole Miss fans are shitty. Kentucky fans are very shitty. Um, I can say though, I was wearing overalls as a Toledo fan at the Kentucky game just purely to make fun of Kentucky fans. So it's probably also why they didn't like me. I hope we become friends after this. I'm on Kentucky. I think Kentucky gets them. I think they upset Louisville, pretty much nullifying. I don't think there's any chance that the ACC gets into the playoff if Louisville beats Florida State. But if Kentucky beats Louisville, there's definitely no chance for the ACC to get in. Um, I'll take Kentucky plus 6.5. And I'm joined by our vicarious pickers, Mr. Reed Rothenbuehler and Sam, the engineer. We're both
You're
in
also
Kentucky.
joined by our other vicarious picker, Mr. Justin Hall. So I will save the graphic there. Give me them Carls. Throw the Mel's up. Throw the Mel's up.
Okay, Travis. Travis, that's for you. Max is throwing L's up for you. All right, Max, give us the next game. Give us Halsey first.
All right, so our next game is the Iron Bowl, Bama at Auburn this year. It's 14 and a half spread. Mr. Justin Hall is taking 14 and a half for Bama. Even though they're on the road, that does not scare him. He's ready to rock with Bama.
Yeah, Reed watched this game last week, and for this game, as in he watched Auburn last week, and he saw Auburn, who's a 20, I believe it's a 24-point favorite, lose by 21 to a team they paid $1.8 million. And he said, there's no way on God's green earth that Auburn has a chance of scoring 14 points against Alabama, who's going to put 45 up. So Reed's on roll tide. And Uncle Rich, I'm rolling the tide too, baby. 14.5. And I can only hope that Alabama makes it far enough into the playoff system to meet Michigan at the national title game. Roll Tide.
I will also hop on that roll tide. I was gonna say the same thing about Auburn losing to the team they play crap ton of money too. So give me Bama minus 14.5. You can sprinkle it on the first half money line too. I think they are gonna run
3 times this year. Nice.
so which
Remember, so fun fact, Bama's first off money lines hit like 3 times this year. At one point, Max reached out to BR Betting via Instagram, messaged them that first half money line for Alabama is a money hit. I think that night it did not hit, but
no
they
no
still
no 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 no. That Instagram message was like a year and a half ago. That was when they were dogs. But I have it screenshotted on my phone so I can make myself feel good.
okay. All right. He was fabricating stories this early this year. So we'll have to correct his behavior in the future. Sam saves the graphic. There's no way Sam has any idea. Since Sam's not here, I can talk this shit. There's no way Sam knows that Auburn lost by 21 points, 24 points, whatever it was, to the team they paid $1.8 million to. Sam's on the Tigers, though. All right. Florida versus Florida State. This is probably, aside from Michigan and Ohio State, this is probably one of the next biggest games just because of the implications around it. So if Florida State wins, obviously they continue to stay into the playoff. I don't think just because their starting quarterback Jordan Travis broke his ankles, I don't think that makes them out. They win 2 games, I think they're in. That's my thought. Hold on, we'll let you in a second. Sam is on the Gators though, plus 6.5. He doesn't believe in Florida State's backup. I'm pretty sure Florida's playing their backup. I don't think Mertz is playing. So 6.5. And the game is, where is the game?
It says at Florida, but I don't think it's at Florida.
Do they do a neutral site?
I think so, yes.
It might. All right. What you got, Max?
Well, I'm just gonna say, you may not think that just losing their starting quarterback for Florida State manages them out of the playoff, but the college committee does. They're currently at fifth. So those scumbags do think it makes that much of a
Oh, it's
difference.
out.
They are out. Washington is 4, Florida State is 5.
Wow, that's horseshit. No
Yep.
kidding.
Yep. So they think,
Michigan still 3.
yes,
Wow.
everybody else stays the same besides those two. They flip flop.
Matt, I'm sorry. That's horseshit. I'll say it right now to our GHL Matt Wansky, he's a big Florida State guy. That's bullshit. Wow.
So
Huh.
for that sole reason, I flipped my pick to give me Florida State minus 6.5. I think they're going to rally around their quarterback. They're going to rally around everything that just unfolded tonight at 7 o'clock, and they're pissed off now.
Yep.
So
I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm joining you. I'm doing Florida State minus 6.5 now. I was on Florida.
honestly,
I
make
was
it
on
even
Florida.
more.
I'm with it. I like that a lot.
Um,
Go ahead. Yeah, say Halsey.
Halsey is at. He texted me this. He was before. It was early in the day, but it's Florida plus 6.5. I know if he was on right now, he'd probably jump on the bandwagon too, but he can't because he's not. So Florida plus 6.5.
I don't think Reed would jump on the bandwagon. I don't think Reed likes Florida State. Reed's on Florida. Reed will stay on Florida. So it would have been a Florida sweep, Max, but we flipped to the ACC. Matt, I wish you the best of luck this weekend. I hope to see Florida State in the ACC championship game. Well, they're going to be there, but I hope to see them win that and then get into the playoff and play Michigan in 2 versus 3. But next, the biggest game of the week, college football, NFL, doesn't matter. It is the game, as Bull Schembechler once said, it comes down to Michigan, Ohio State every year. It comes down to Michigan versus Ohio State. Let's go.
This is the University of Michigan.
Oh, gets me going. Gets me going. If you know the video, you know the video. Max, give me some thoughts before you do your pick. Give me some thoughts on the game.
So I think the game is I think it's gonna be either one or two ways. They're both gonna score a lot of points, or they're both gonna just flutter around and it's gonna be like a 17-10 kind of game. I think there's gonna be not as much passing as years past. I think it's Michigan's defense is gonna win them the game. I think Michigan's defense is better than Ohio State's. Ohio State doesn't have the potent offense like they used to have. And I think Michigan's defense takes over late in the fourth quarter and wins the game.
I like it. By 3.5.
by 7.5.
Yeah, I love it. I like everything you said. Fun fact: Aiden Hutchinson and Chad Henne are honorary captains. They will be there on the field before the game. That's great vibes. Chad Henne was on the team that carried Lloyd Carr off the field as they beat Tim Tebow in Florida. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson beat the shit out of Ohio State in his last game. Not his last game for Michigan, but his last game again in this rivalry. I don't know. I'm very excited. I don't want to see it come down to a field goal. I think Michigan's kicker is unproven, the transfer from Louisville. I think, like you just said, Ohio State's offense is so overrated. They have Marvin Harrison and some solid running backs.
I haven't played in the last 4 weeks.
But if Michigan's defensive line can get pressure like they did at the end of the game against Maryland without bringing blitzes, they're going to be fine. They can bracket Harrison. They'll be okay. And then I think Michigan, been all this talk that JJ McCarthy's been off the last 2 weeks. Well, first off, he didn't even try to be on against Penn State. And last week, yeah, he looked a little off. But you know what? That happens. I think they let him loose. I think he uses his legs. Blake Corum's healthy. Donovan Edwards is healthy. Everyone's healthy.
I think there's a whole
Michigan wins by 17.
I think there's a whole playbook that they could just be sitting on right now and that they haven't used in the last 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They haven't used all season
All
because
season.
they had to.
Oh, I'm so ready.
I think they could flip a switch and be like, "Oh, time to use it, fellas. Let's break it out." And then everybody's going to be like, "Oh, they're stealing signs." No, they're just the best team in the nation.
I don't even think. Well, what's Halsey's pick?
Halsey's pick is also -3.5.
There's no point even. It doesn't matter. Everyone's on Michigan. Sam's on Michigan. Reed's on Michigan. Reed said, "Go blue. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Beat Ohio. Let's go." I'll say a Bo Schembechler quote that I was going to save. I have 3 quotes. We'll get rid of them one right now. And I think it's the whole mantra of Jim Harbaugh and Sharon Moore. It's the team, the team, the team. Michigan has some gritty boys. They're pissed off. Michigan versus everybody, like your hat says, Max. They're going to come in there pissed off. Urban Meyer's going to sit on big noon kickoff and say how Ohio State's going to find a way to win the game. Ryan Day's already making excuses. Can't stand that state, can't stand that school, can't stand that team. Go blue, beat the piss out of Ohio. Let's go. All right, let's get some locks. We're going to read Sam's locks first since he's in first place. So if you want to change your locks, you can.
I don't tinker.
Oh, I tinker.
I know you do. That's why you're sitting at the bottom right now.
My fantasy football team lost by 1.5 points to Reed's fantasy football team because I put in a kicker that was 3 less points than my other kicker that I had on the bench, and a quarterback that scored 16 less points than the quarterback on my bench. Bummer.
Tinker,
All right.
tinker.
Sam is taking Michigan -3.5 to cover for a lock, and he's taking Iowa +2.5 at Nebraska. It's going against all of our analysis from earlier. And his likely loser is Georgia Tech. He did not send a number on that, so I don't have it right now. Gotta imagine it's in the 20s. I don't know where the game's being played, but it's against Georgia, obviously.
Yeah. I have no idea.
No idea. We'll get the number on that. Sam's taking Georgia Tech, though. He's taking it for the only other time he took them. Well, at least one other time he took them, they beat Miami, so he likes his Yellow Jackets. Next, give me some locks.
It must be an even week for the Georgia Tech Golden Jackets or whatever the fuck they are. Jackets.
What week?
What are they?
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets. All right. Anyways, to my locks, I'm also taking Michigan -3.5. That's a mortal lock. Also gonna dabble with that record-setting under in the Nebraska-Iowa game. Nebraska has a little bit to play for. Iowa has nothing to play for, so they don't need to score. They don't care. Nebraska can't score against their defense. Give me under 26.5. I'll test the waters with that. It'll be cool.
I took the under last week and it hit. It was 30.
Exactly. My dog is BYU +17 at Oklahoma State, that team that is on my do not bet list. So give me BYU +17 there. And then I'm going to sprinkle this in. Halsey's lock. It has to do with college basketball, so I'm going to throw it in right now. UNC to win the Battle of Atlantis. He said lock it in. UNC all the way.
Nice. I'll take Michigan. Win the Battle of Atlantis. I like that. UNC probably will win the battle. They should win the Battle of Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
They should. Throwback to 3 years ago, I want to say, Max. I think it was 3 years. Michigan defeated UNC in the battle for Atlanta's title game. Might have been the semifinal, one of those two. Either way. All right, my locks. I was gonna go Michigan. I did not see Sam's picks. Funny enough, I went opposite of his Iowa pick. I'm on Nebraska. I actually listened to college Barstool Pick'em to do the college picks. Big Cat took Nebraska. All for all the reasons I already said. They have something to play for. Iowa literally has nothing to play for. I'll take Nebraska minus 2.5 at home. My other lock, I actually moved to the Texas game on Friday night. I think Texas Tech is that bad. Texas still has a lot to play for. 12.5 isn't that much at home. I'll take the Longhorns. Max, I'm with you actually with BYU plus 17 at Oklahoma State. They worked out for Sam last week. The Cougars did against Oklahoma. So I'll jump on the Cougars on the road against Oklahoma State. All right, all right. Let us move to our NFL picks. Our NFL picks are sponsored by Jets Pizza, our new NFL picking partner. As Halsey, or maybe even Reed, may know, Jets is a national pizza chain that offers the best Detroit-style pizza in the world. Secret sauce isn't actually in the sauce, or at least that's not what I've been led to believe. Nope, it's in the Motor City-inspired steel pizza pans that make the corner crust pizza worthy of a cornucopious amount of compliments. Hop online and visit jetspizza.com. Find the delicious deals at your local Jets Pizza. And don't forget, Jets Pizza, often imitated, never duplicated. Let's get Jets. Also, quick shout out, GHL. A couple GHLs here. It's a family of GHLs. Frank and Brooke, again, got their son Frankie on the
Simba Cam.
Yep, the Simba can at Ford Field was awesome. So shout out to you, Frank and Brooke. Very good stuff. I don't know if they'll be there Thursday for the Lions game, our first game on the slate. Frank does have season tickets. He definitely will be there for the first playoff game. Knock on wood. 7.5 max. Who do you like here? Packers.
I like the Lions minus 7.5 again at home Thanksgiving. I think they get the job done even after their roller coaster ride last Sunday, which they almost still covered. I think they still get it done here. So 7.5. I'm gonna roll right into Halsey's. He wanted me to make sure I say this. He went Packers plus 7.5, but he thinks the Lions are gonna win. He thinks Lions are gonna win. He just thinks the Packers are gonna cover. So that's why he's taking the Packers 7.5. Lions definitely to win.
Yeah. So Reed and Sam are on the Lions minus 7.5. I'm on the Lions minus 7.5. I don't know. I think Halsey might be on something there. I think the Packers are getting a little better, but I think the Lions are hungry for that Thanksgiving win. They lost last year to the Bills, if you recall. A game they probably should have won. The Lions are gonna be fired up. I know it's a short week for the Packers too, though. Yeah, I think the Lions they could win by a lot. It could be a game where people could get fired after the game for Green Bay sort of situation. I think Lions run it up. I think a lot of years of pain and suffering are coming to the forefront here. So defend the den, forward down the field, go Lions. All right, give us game 2, Max.
So game 2 is Washington at America's team, the Cowboys, also on Thanksgiving Day. Halsey, I'm gonna lead off Halsey. Halsey went with the Commanders plus 10.5. He wanted me to make sure to shout out his boy Sam Howell from the University of North Carolina, and he put the goat emoji behind him. So I'm gonna give him that. So he went there, but I think I'm going Cowboys minus 10.5. Cowboys have a record of like 8-2 against teams with losing or subpar records, and then against teams that are winning, they stink. So Washington's not that case though. It's gonna be 10.5 for the boys.
Yeah, it's probably a good call. His boy Sam Howell had to wear a Clemson Tigers sweatshirt. I wonder if Halsey knows why he had to wear that sweatshirt? We'll have to get back to him. Make this story quick. Everyone else is on the Commanders except for Max. I'm with Reed and Sam. I think they're right. I think Commanders are a feisty team. They're not very good, but they're feisty. And I think the Cowboys are a team I don't like. So that's why I'm not picking them. It's that 4 o'clock game. You know, you just got done with the Lions. You're probably just finishing up dinner, depending on your food schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably falling asleep in the second half. You're probably going to miss a good ending, is my prediction. Cowboys win. I think Commanders keep it close. And then, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the reasons I picked the Cowboys because of Mike Parsons' story. He ate dry C4 and he'd never done it before. One of his teammates told him to do it, so he ate dry C4 and then drank water after it. And then he's like, "Yeah, during warm-ups, I thought my heart was gonna like pump out of my chest." So I went to the sideline and made myself throw up 3 times. He's like, "I ain't never doing that shit again."
Yeah, so that's why I'm not on the Cowboys. They might have a sudden death on the sideline. All right, America's team. That's not in Ann Arbor. Let's move to the nightcap. So now you went through your food coma. You had a nice. You might have done some Brown Thursday, which they don't really have anymore. Brown Thursday online shop. I don't know if they have that. And you get a nice Thursday night, Thanksgiving Day nightcap on NBC with Collinsworth. Between the Seahawks and the Commanders. I think a sneaky good game. I don't know if Geno Smith's playing. Do we know?
I have not seen or heard, and I did not look into it as much as I probably could have, but I did not see or hear anything.
Well, I'm on the Seahawks, but if Geno Smith's not playing, I'm going to get off the Seahawks. I want that known right now. For now, I'm taking the Seahawks +7. Reed is also taking the Seahawks for the same reasons. He thinks that they're feisty and he likes the way they play football and the way that DK Metcalf looks in his pads. However, Sam is all about the 49ers, thinks Brock Purdy's a great guy, likes the way he walks. Max, you got.
I personally have the 49ers -7. I like Christian McCaffrey. I'm a big fan of him. He's a big good looking guy. I'm just gonna give him that. Halsey is also on the 49ers -7. He did not explain why. I'm not gonna make up words, so he's -7.
Do you think people make up words on this podcast?
Never.
Exactly. So weird statement there, but let's move to Black Friday football. Between the Jets, who might have become the most annoying team in football and luckily suck, against the Dolphins. I like Mike McDaniel. Where's Halsey here?
Halsey is Dolphins -9.5. He put the lock emoji next to that, so he is hammering the Dolphins -9.5. He said he likes that a lot. I am also on the Fins -9.5. I dislike the Jets for everything they stand for. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate how he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back." I don't like that at all. I'm not a big fan of Zach Wilson. He got benched. They're starting their backup. They're in turmoil up there. So Dolphins.
So I'm also on the Dolphins. I for every reason you stated, minus the hate, I guess. I don't really know about that. I don't hate the state of Ohio. I don't think there's too many. Oh yeah, the corner from Cincinnati is actually from Detroit. Um, Sauce. He plays for the Jets. I don't really know. I'm on the Fins. However, Reed said, big fan of the fact that Aaron Rodgers is hurt. He thinks perseverance is good for the Jets. Doesn't really go along with Mr. Aaron Rodgers, but enjoys his take on Pfizer and all that stuff. So he's on the Jets just for that, I guess. +9.5. Let's move to Sunday. Our first Sunday game is Steelers at Bengals. A dirt ass ugly game in the AFC North. Steelers just fired their offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Bengals don't have an offensive coordinator or quarterback. Joe Burrow's gone, missing. Steelers really don't have one either. Kenny Pickett, really small hands, still can't figure out how to throw football. However, I think they'll figure out to throw football enough. Maybe they'll find Kenny Pickens because they just fired their offensive coordinator. Steelers -1.5 on the road at Cincinnati. That's Dylan's pick. Reed's pick as well. He made the statement that he can't pick anyone from the state of Ohio for this week. I love that. Great energy, Reed. Sam said, give me the Steelers. Heck, why not? Where's Halsey?
Oh gosh, the graphic's screwed. Halsey and I are both on Steelers -1.5. My reasoning behind it is the Bengals do not have a quarterback. I don't know if the Bengals even have their defensive ends playing yet. Kenny Pickett has somewhat of an offense that he knows what he's doing. Maybe not. He's an offense coordinator now. The Steelers defense is just as good. So give me the Steelers for that sole reason.
All right, I like it. Let's move to an intriguing matchup. We'll let Reed start this one. Bills at Eagles. Eagles just snuck out a win. Dirty bastards. So they're still first in NFC. Beat the Chiefs last night on Monday Night Football. They're 3.5-point favorites at home. I think it's a Sunday at 4 o'clock game. I could be wrong with that. Probably the game of the week on Sunday. It's a great game. However, Reed thinks that DeMar Hamlin's coming back. Thinks he's going to bring some team spirit to the locker room. He's not just gonna have street clothes on. He thinks he'll take the Bills plus 3.5. With Stephon Diggs, maybe scoring some points. He says. I'm also with Reed with the Bills. However, Sam said not so fast. The Eagles are NFC champions for a reason. Give me Jalen Hurts in the tush push. Sam's words, not mine. Max.
I'm also with the tush push and the big win. Eagles minus 3.5. I think just because the Lions win this week, the Eagles are gonna have to keep pace with the Lions, not the other way around. It's gonna be the Eagles minus 3.5. And then Halsey is on the Bills plus 3.5. He's a big guy that likes to smash tables. Know from experience. So
Bills Mafia.
Nice. All right, Max, give us the next game. You lead off.
Our next one is Ravens at Chargers, and it's 4-point spread. Give me the Ravens minus 4. I don't think the Chargers have a good defense. Their offense is pretty good, but the Ravens defense is better. Ravens minus 4.5. Lamar's going to do Lamar things.
Yeah, Sam loves Lamar. He's never really come out on the podcast about this, but I'm going to let Sam come out now through me vicariously. Sam actually loves Lamar. I think Sam, that's his one crush who's in the NFL. Loves the way his pants fit. Huge Lamar guy Sam is. When he plays fantasy football, he goes up to the second round to draft him. Lamar, Sam Loga loves you. He's an engineer, born and raised in Michigan, lives in North Carolina, moving to Indiana. Look him up. Big Ravens guy Sam is. Lamar guy. Reed also likes the Ravens, not as much as Sam. Just doesn't trust the Chargers and their defense. Essentially, I'm with Reed. I bet the Chargers last week quite a bit actually just to win the game. They let me down. Their coach is a piece of shit. Brandon Staley throwing the team under the bus. He's a bad coach. Give me the Ravens. Max.
I already said Ravens.
Oh, you did? You as well?
Yes.
Everyone's on the Ravens.
Our Ravens.
Oh shit! Everyone's on the Ravens. All right, Monday Night Football. Give it to us. We'll let Sam go first here. Monday Night Football is Bears Vikings. Vikings host the Bears. Justin Fields is back, so there is a starting quarterback. Josh Dobbs, 3.5-point favorites at home. Sam's rolling with the Bears and Justin Fields to cover 3.5. Reed is as well, actually. He thinks, yeah, it's Justin Fields, but it's not a team from Ohio, so he says it's okay. It can happen, and the week's over. It's a new week, so it's acceptable. That's fair enough, Reed, but I'm on the Vikings. I think the Vikings are a better football team overall. Bears just had a holy moly collapse against the Lions. I don't think they bounce back from that. I think their ass is kicked in Minnesota on Monday Night Football. Max.
I'm going Bears plus 3.5. I just watched 60 minutes of the Bears kind of dominating the Lions. It's gonna be the Bears plus 3.5. Halsey is also Bears 3.5 on Monday night against the Vikings.
Save the graphic, no worries. All right, let's move to the locks. Sam's up first here, obviously. His locks are Ravens, like I said, huge Lamar guy, and Fins, minus 9.5. Probably a good pick there. Playing the Jets. Jets are horrible. I am also on the Fins, minus 9.5 against the Jets. So Sam and I will not be trading points there. However, my second one, Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime touchdown. He's got a touchdown, I think, in 3 straight games. Going to make it 4. A lot of points can be scored against Green Bay, just like the first time. Max, what are your locks?
Give me Tampa. We didn't talk about this game. Tampa plus 2.5 against the Colts. I like that. I like Baker. And then back to that dog water game we picked earlier. Give me Pitt at Cincy, the under in 34.
You're under that pick game hit last week too, so.
Did.
All right, I like it. All right, good work, Max. We had 2 vicarious guest picks and a vicarious engineer. So, all in all, I thought we did excellent on Passionate Picks, part 11. Our quotes come from Bo Schmickler. I already said the team. And then my other quote by Bo: the number one goal for any Michigan coach or player is to beat Ohio State. And the last quote from Bo: those who stay will be champions. That's all. Let's go. Go Blue.